helped you an awful lot, or had a great influence on you, perhaps?
Yeah, you give me emotional on him. Coach Sullivan was huge. He passed away. Coach Sullivan for sure. Jimbo Fisher was big. He's been like family. You know, my dad coached with him at Auburn, and so known him since 3rd grade, right? And so got to go GA for him and be his GA for 3 years was awesome. You know, because I think as a quarterback mind and offensive mind, he is. I mean, if you've ever met Jimbo, he's special when it comes to those things. You know, so being able to be under him for 3 years as a GA was big. You know, I got to coach under Coach Saban at Alabama for a year, which was an amazing experience. And then really every spot I've been at has been really, really, you pull something from. Even if it was, you know, Coach Sullivan obviously giving me the opportunity, having the faith to give me to put his, you know, his program in my hands at such a young age. Charlie Partridge believed in me to get my first FBS job at FAU. Sean Elliott came in there and really just, you know, being a first-time head coach and trusted me to go up there and run this. I mean, every coach, and I'll be honest with you, Neil Brown, I'll say this right now, like Neil Brown has shown me kind of like what it was for probably for some coaches that go to Clemson and saw how Coach Sweeney does things. You know, Coach Scott always talked about how it was for Coach Venables and some other coaches. You know, that's what Coach Brown was for me. Coach Brown showed me, you know, how to work with people. You know, how you can have a standard of, hey, it's a 4th and 1 mentality every day, but there's a right way to do it. You know, a man that, you know, we had a father-daughter dance in the facility. We had a Father Sunday. The relationship aspect with the players, making sure about spending time with them. He has had a huge impact on how I do day-to-day operations now. So, again, as a coach's kid, like one thing Dad always told me, like if you think you know it all, then you just need to get out of coaching because you don't. You're always trying to learn. So I pulled something from just about everybody.
You a sideline guy or a box guy?
Box guy. I've been on. First time I was on the sideline, honestly, was outside of GA, but full-time coaching was at West Virginia, and there were some really cool advantages of that. But box just seemed to see it better.
Has play calling evolved? Have you changed the way you view play calling, or is there a way to categorize
Honestly,
how
yes.
you want to call a game?
Honestly, yes, because here I think it's not only play calling but offensively. Back in the day, because you always know, like when you're around really smart people tend to try to. There's always a better play. There's always this, and really, I think the way I've kind of gone like is just like, all right, there's nothing wrong with the play, something wrong with the execution. And so that's where my mentality has changed a lot. Is really, okay, if we all believe this is a good play versus this, why didn't it go? Well, they did this, so we should have come back with this. Correct, but could we have taught this better? Could he have done this better? Yes, if we did this, we could have. You follow me? So to me, I think it's, you know, being under that analytical of sometimes like more is not always better at all. And that's the foundation of this offense. You know what I mean? And that's where I think being calling for 7 years and going through those ups and downs, thank goodness more ups than downs. That's where to me that my philosophy's changed a lot. Really just kind of after every time we after every practice we'll watch the film, but then we'll sit down and review, okay, inside zone, what do we think of it today? All right, how we do going to the right, or how are our backside combos here? How is this? Or out, whatever the play may be, whatever concept it is. And then just really reviewing it, okay, if it's not showing up on tape, are we doing something wrong? What are we doing? So I think that would be it. Play calling wise though, and then also just situationally, I think there's a lot of analytics now, but staying out in negative plays, you know, that's the one thing. Staying on track.
You view fourth downs differently, going for it, when to not?
As long as coach lets me know if I got 2 downs to go, once we hit that 2nd down, he says, you got 4 downs here, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's that after 3rd down, go for it, like, okay, all right, here we go. You know, but
so overall, it's like you're not trying to invent something that's never been seen before. You're trying to, you know what you know, and you're trying to get that as good as you can.
Right, because there's just no secrets nowadays. I mean, there's no secrets. I mean, everybody gets to watch everybody. There's trends, you know, there's trends like you see a lot more influence of, you see college influence in the NFL, But now you're back to a little bit of the NFL influence of college because, I mean, you see people do a lot of stuff that the big Dave's doing with the Rams or Shanahan's doing with the outside zone at the 49ers. And, you know, everyone looks to see what people, like a few years ago, LSU and Joe Brady, high scoring offense, college football history. So everybody what's the secret? But everyone runs, everything's available information-wise nowadays, so it's no secrets. It's just how you do it, at what level, and who's doing it. So,
you're still using that smash concept then?
pardon me?
This smash offensive concept that you, and I think it was in Georgia State, at Georgia State that you had, or is it going back towards like whenever you were a student assistant at West Virginia with Rasheed Marshall as quarterback?
Oh, I get you. Really, like I said, we've got a system, and then we're going to make sure, we're going to find out here in these next 15 practices what I think our kids do best. And so that's going to dictate what roles out there on the field. But it's the family-wise, this offense is built to cater to whatever, it's true to the offense, but can cater to whatever your kids do best. So that's what I'm really excited about seeing is when we get out here and just making sure we get the improvement that we need.
At any level of football, the hardest position to coach is offensive line. 5 back-backs is one. You grew up with that in your household every day. How much of advantage of that is knowing what that offensive line coach has to do?
Oh, yes. You can draw up the greatest plays. Like, I like this route. It's all that 7-on-7 stuff. Like, you see these routes, I'm watching like some of these highlights on Twitter. I'm like, that's a sack. I mean, you can get the ball off, right? That's 5 yards. Unless we're protecting with 8 people, right? Even then, so you got some one-on-one somewhere. It's number one what the offensive line can do and what the quarterback can do. There's no, like anywhere you go, there's going to be pretty good wideouts or wideouts that do some things. Sometimes there's more special wideouts that put some backs and whatnot. But what can the offensive line handle? What can the quarterback handle? Those are the 2 guys at the end of the day that make you go, or 2 positions that make you go. So 100%. Yeah, I remember my dad growing up listening to him like, gosh dang quarterback, he's 12 yards deep in the pocket. I mean, that tackle won't have no edges. So best believe, quarterbacks ain't gonna be 12 yards deep, right? So, but yes, there's absolutely fact to that.
Even though you haven't been here for a very long time, who are you excited to see on the O-line get out there and show what they have and has promise?
Honestly, I mean, it's a coach speaking answer, but all of them. I mean, I really am. I'm familiar with a lot of guys that recruit. Recruited Meach, Cecil, Dono. Obviously didn't get it, right? But glad they're here now, right? And a lot of those guys, you know, Dustin, you know, some guys are going this spring, some guys aren't. But and I'm really excited to see these guys behind because again, like what's really cool is you got a lot of experience coming back, but then fast forward a year from now, they're gone, right? So what's waiting in the wings? How far along are they? So that's really the question this spring, is to make sure those guys get developed and get reps. So you kind of get an idea of what we have, who can challenge who, and then what we have waiting in the wings, and then maybe can they give us some snaps during the season to kind of spell those guys so then everyone can stay in that optimal level as the game goes.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.